Hello, welcome back to Art in Your Everyday. Today I'm going to be making a beaded plant for my friend. I saw this idea on Pinterest and I thought it was so cool, so I'm going to do my rendition of it. I got this little pot from the store and I painted it. It was like a light green and white, but I wanted it to look more like a traditional pot, so I painted it this terracotta color, and then it still has the little patterns it had on it. And then I have still a lot of beads that I'm trying to go through. So I've kind of just picked all the green ones that are kind of small, and using this wire again, this super thin stuff. I am cutting lengths of it like this and doubling it up through a chain here. So like taking a link of the chain, beating half of this and then putting it through, beating the other half, and then I've been cutting the links off, so then we have them individual like this. And I know that I could use a jump ring. The jump rings I have are the cheaper ones, so they're joints, or whatever you call where it attaches, they're not all connected all the way. And because this wire is so thin, I don't want it to slip out. So I'm just using this chain. Plus, this chain's been sitting in my little kit forever and I don't use it a lot, so it's like, might as well put it to use. So far I have 3 of these little bundles here. I'm probably gonna have to make like at least a total of 9. I'm thinking probably more like 12, but we'll see. Okay, so I did stop sooner than 9. I haven't even counted, honestly, but I attached them all with a jump ring, as you can see right here. Maybe you can't see there. And I did make some shorter ones because I'm hoping that they'll kind of stand up a little bit at the top. I don't know, we'll see. And then I attached a chain through the middle to kind of consolidate them all, but then you'll also see why I did this in one sec. For this next part, I got one of those floral blocks you use for like floral arrangements, and I think it's called like a wet foam block or something. This shit's messy though, so if you're replicating this, make sure to cut it somewhere that you can get messy, because I even have it on paper towel here because it gets this green dust everywhere, because you're supposed to have it wet, but obviously for this project, you don't want it to have it wet. So I poked a hole in the middle because hot glue is not going to stick to this thing. So it's not going to be a good way to secure it to this pot, but there's a hole in the pot, there's a hole in this now. And that is why I connected this chain, because I'm going to put the chain through this hole and then hot glue it to the bottom here so that it is attached. And this thing's going to be a pretty snug fit, hopefully, anyway. So it should be fine. I also have this piece of scrap fabric that I have from, you'll probably recognize from my pants to skirt to other skirt DIY. And I'm using it to look like dirt at the top. But this is not going to stick to the foam again with the hot glue. So I'm going to hopefully have enough room around the edge of this foam to glue it to the sides of this pot. I cut a circle of this scrap fabric and then I cut little slits around the edge so that it can easily be tucked in around like that. And then I'm just going to cut a slit in the middle. I'm not going to cut a hole because I don't want to be able to see the foam. I strung the fabric through, and now I'm going to feed the chain through this hole, trying not to get this dust everywhere. Yay! Oh my gosh, it's already looking so cute. Actually, I backtracked. I put this in first because I didn't know how to get it in after I had fed the chain through. So now I am feeding the chain through. Whee! And it came out the bottom. Oh my gosh, this is working out better than I could have hoped. So now I'm going to put hot glue in this hole right here to make the chain stay still. And then I'm gonna cut it off probably about here, fold it over, and then hot glue it to the bottom of the pot as well. Because there's these little kind of feet, if you can see like a lip here. And so hopefully the chain won't make it wobbly. I'll obviously test it though before I hot glue it down. All right, she's attached to the bottom, glued this little bit here, and it doesn't wobble or anything. Yay! Oh my god, it's already looking so cute. I'm excited. So now I'm gonna tuck this cloth in, and I hope that this is thin enough. It's a knitting needle. I'm gonna try and we'll see. Okay, so as I went along, I realized that the hot glue is gonna be so messy if I try and get it in these cracks here. I tucked in the fabric with that knitting needle. As you can see, it did kind of squish some of the foam. I'm not super concerned about that. I think it looks cute like this. Again, this isn't a structural piece, and this is my test. I don't think I'm gonna glue it because this looks so nice right now and I don't want to ruin it with glue residue. I have a while though until I give it to my friend, so I'm gonna probably keep testing it and like leave it sitting for a while, come back and try it, like, and just see if it comes untucked or anything. But it's looking so cute. Oh my gosh. Here she is in all her glory. I am so excited to give this to my friend. I think it's so cute. It's so just like whimsical. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad that you joined me on this little project. Also, one thing I haven't said before, I don't mind answering questions in the comments. So if you have a question about how I did something that I didn't really explain in the video, feel free to ask me in the comments. If you haven't done something creative yet today, go and do something creative. Bye.